Hi there, Dr. Vicky here with the Shift Happens channel. Today, we're going to talk about just basic manifesting techniques. I've got a couple stories to go with it, some impossible sounding stories. And really, manifesting, we think, oh, the big mansions, the big yachts, the perfect person, all of this. And you can absolutely have that. But if you don't desire that, that's okay. Manifesting isn't about making millions, it's about enjoying the life that you desire because you really are worthy of that. But it is, we talk about always becoming that person, just being that person. And that is how you embody that state. And it really is about mindset, mind states or mindsets, right? So let me offer you a couple stories, a couple techniques that has helped me on my journey. I've been doing this for over 10 years, consciously intending on manifesting exactly what I desire, and it does work. Now, is the road easy? Not always, right? I went through it all. I went through the ups and downs, and I will continue to have bad days and have doubts. And you can still manifest when you are in doubt. But before we do, go ahead and like, share, and comment. That's how we build this community. I want to help you. I want to offer you as much as I can on my story, as well as my clients. They've had great successes. And again, just because I'm saying I'm manifesting everything I desire doesn't mean I want a mansion, right? And so, and not that you can't have that, you can. But the point is that sometimes we overlook the small things that are manifesting because we think that we're not getting what we want and we're not manifesting, but we really are. So take a look at everything. So for instance, when I decided to become a teacher, I knew I had to adjust my lifestyle, right? I For number one, I stopped smoking, right? The instant I decided to become a teacher, I embodied that person and I knew I needed to be a role model. So I stopped smoking and I really kind of shifted. Everything started shifting in my world without me even trying. I started getting more healthy and participating in activities that were probably a little more healthy, right? And then all of a sudden, the people around me started shifting and changing and mirroring back to me my state of being. And my state of being was I am a teacher, I am a role model, I am somebody that is worthy of leading people. And that's a big adjustment, right? From me being kind of a punk kid, like, who cares? You know what it's like when you're young. And so, and then all of a sudden I was like, ooh, I have to be an adult. But then I realized you don't have to being an adult doesn't mean you have to just go home, go to bed by 9 o'clock. It means, yeah, you can still have fun. Absolutely. And that is a key piece to manifesting. Yeah, you become that person, but don't forget about enjoying the time that we're manifesting, the journey. I used to hate those little things. I always said the joy is in the journey. I was like, but it really is. Okay, it's a saying for a reason because it really is true. And once I started changing my mindset and becoming and being the person that I truly wanted to be, all of a sudden I started perceiving the world differently. The more my self-worth went up, the more all of a sudden I perceived the world to be conspiring with me, not against me. And again, as life goes on, you're presented new things. You challenge yourself. You get into it. You want to change your life a little bit. You want to go for a promotion. You want to change jobs. You want to move to a different city. Well, that takes courage, and courage always entails action. And as you're acting, you have to become that person. So then all of a sudden you go through that confidence shift again. All of a sudden, you're like, I don't know if I can be, good in this role. Deep down, you can have that promotion, but then when it comes to you, all of a sudden, you're like, I don't know for sure because it's the unknown, right? It's something new. It's something a little bit different, and you're like, ooh, I'm not sure. And you can still manifest when you have those doubts. I'm not sure I'm worthy of that position. And that's okay because you just keep taking steps as long as you show up every day Every morning I wake up and say, I can't wait to see all the miracles that are unfolding for me today. That's the affirmation I do. I do general affirmations throughout the day. Like when, let's say I didn't get a good parking spot, it's okay. I'm going to be able to, park further away so I get more steps in, right? I always choose to see things in a better light, right? Because for instance, we have a street out here and it's all tore up, right? It's been going on about a month now. And at first my I was very thankful and everything like that. And I'm not gonna lie, kind of losing patience. I'm like, let's wrap it up. I want to put my car in the garage, right? But I'm like, it's okay. Everything's working out. I just remind myself that. And do I allow myself to be a little upset sometimes? Sure. But I only allow it for so long. Once you get in the habit of becoming that person that chooses to see the world in a different way, your perspective starts shifting, the world starts shifting. And so it really does start with you, and it begins and ends with you. I always say that, but it really starts with seeing the world in every moment in a better light. All of a sudden, those tiny little shifts, because shift happens, those tiny little shifts all of a sudden create a bigger and bigger expanding world. And then all of a sudden, you get used to having the world conspire for you and through you and to you, right? And so instead of looking at the world as against me, there it goes. That's usually what happens. It's okay. Shift, shift, shift. It's a constant awareness of your thoughts, awareness of your emotions, and choosing to shift your thoughts and your emotions follow. So that is basically manifesting 101, right? One of the impossible, I had an impossible manifesting story. Now, this might sound a little odd, but this is what I do. So I entered the March Madness tournament. It's a 64 team tournament. It's a basketball, and you have to pick all the winners. Well, I told myself I'm going to win this pool, right? I've won it in the past, and I thought, I can do this again. This is no big deal, and I don't really care who wins, and I don't really care if I don't win, but I know I'm going to. I just had that strong knowing. And it was 64 teams. I went two. I just bam. And I picked it, right? And then just before, I submitted it. And then just at the last second, it was electronic and I pulled it back up. I had a doubt. I was wavering. I was like, because I was listening to everybody else talking. I was watching the TV analyst talking about all the teams. And I thought, oh God, I think I picked the wrong one. I went in at the last minute before it was due. I picked it back up and I changed my winner. Well, the thing went on. It goes on for 3 or 4 weeks, and it went on. And I didn't even look at it. I was like, well, I don't care. I shouldn't have changed it. I knew it. I know better. You stick with your first choice. And I went with the choice that came from my gut. And then at the last second, I wavered, I had doubt, and I changed it. And I thought that change was the wrong winner. And I could tell through the tournament, oh my gosh, I picked the wrong one. And then all of a sudden I looked, I go, oh no, it really didn't take my adjustment. And it went with my first initial team, right, that I picked. Well, as the tournament went on, my original pick that really did stick was playing horribly. They were barely winning. And I thought, oh God, I wish my change would have stuck. No, my original pick won. It didn't look like they were going to win. All the other teams that were, probably going to end up in the Final Four were blowing people out. My team was barely winning. And I thought, I can't even watch this because, I screwed up. But I didn't. My original pick actually won, and I actually ended up winning that tournament. So the point is, there was doubt. There was wobbling. I thought I had changed it. The universe conspired with me. I didn't care. I cared a little bit, And then I stopped, and then I was like, it's fine. It's just a game. It's $20. Who cares? And then I went back, I went through all the emotions. Oh my gosh, I'm going to win. Oh no, my team looks terrible. It's not going to win. The 3D is showing me they're bad. That was a bad pick. They ended up winning. And it really kind of, reflects a lot of our manifesting journeys of the up, down. Oh my gosh, I'm going to win. Oh my gosh, I'm not. Da, 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 da. And so you just ultimately have to trust your gut, trust that knowing, let it go, and just have fun with it and just be okay. And I was okay either way. It was $20. Well, I ended up winning the whole thing. And it was fun. It was fine. But again, I was in that state of it's okay either way. Deep down, I wanted to win because who doesn't want to win? And it ultimately came down to me. And I did know in the very beginning, I was like, I'm going to win this. I'm just going to win it. And I did. So I hope that helped. If you need help coaching or manifesting and going on this journey, if you're stuck a little bit, I can help you with your core beliefs and kind of help you get unstuck. And if you want to do that one-on-one coaching, all the information is below in the description. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.